All right, gearing up for an environmental expert interview, huh? That's great. It's a field that's really taking off right now. So
Yeah,
many chances to make a real impact.
definitely. And it's only going to get bigger, for sure.
Yeah, totally. And we've got a ton of resources to help, career guides, interview tips,
Yeah.
even some cool stuff about how AI can help you out, specifically RoleCatcher.
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher's a game changer.
So let's dive in. What's the first thing these interviewers are going to throw at you?
Well, it's not just about knowing the science these days.
Right.
They want to think how you solve problems, like how do you deal with those real world situations, balancing environmental stuff with all the other things that come into play.
Totally. It's complicated out there.
It is.
So, like, what's a typical question then?
Okay, classic one. What inspired you to pursue this whole environmental science career?
Oh, yeah. I've heard that one before.
It's a chance to connect, personally with the interviewer.
Right. Make it human.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, save the planet, which we all want to do, think of a story. What lit that fire for you?
A story, yeah.
Was it being out in nature as a kid, a documentary that blew your mind? Or maybe some mentor who showed you what's possible?
I like that. A mentor.
Mm.
And speaking of mentors, could RoleCatcher, help me polish that story?
Oh, absolutely. RoleCatcher can analyze it. It looks at things like clarity, making it concise, even the emotional impact.
Whoa.
It's like having a storytelling coach just in your pocket.
Okay, that's impressive. What's next on the interview hit list?
Another one you'll probably get. How do you stay up to date on current environmental issues and regulations?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Proving you're not just passionate, but you're in the know, right?
Exactly. So think about it. Are there specific publications you follow? Websites, organizations, maybe your favorite environmental journal?
Yeah.
And don't forget those key regulations, especially ones tied to the actual role you're going for. Mentioning conferences or courses, that can be big too. It shows you're dedicated to continuous learning.
It's like saying, hey, I'm not stagnant, I'm always learning. And I bet RoleCatcher can help me find some relevant courses or something.
You bet. RoleCatcher's AI digs right into those job descriptions. Then it recommends specific resources to fill any gaps you might have. It can even suggest certifications to really give your credentials a boost.
Certifications, right?
Yeah.
Are those important?
Really important. Like, let's say the job's all about sustainable building. RoleCatcher might suggest looking into a LE certification.
LED. What's that stand for again?
Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
Ah, okay. Got it.
It's global, super recognized,
Right.
all about making buildings more sustainable.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. So it's not just what you know, it's showing you're keeping up, right?
Exactly. And it goes beyond that, too. It shows you're a lifelong learner, which is so crucial in this field. Environmental science is always changing.
Makes sense. All right, hit me with another question.
Okay, this one sometimes trips people up. How do you balance environmental concerns with economic considerations in your work?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. It's not about picking a side, environment versus economy.
Right. It's more nuanced than that.
It is.
Yeah.
It's showing you get that it's complex, and you can make those smart choices. So think about it. Have you ever had to weigh both sides on a project? What were the big factors you thought about? How did you make that final decision?
Showing your thought process.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's about that critical thinking. And you know what? RoleCatcher can actually help you out here too.
seriously. What can't it do?
It's pretty amazing. It analyzes those tricky answers, helps you spot any weaknesses, and then you can refine them. Really showcase your problem-solving skills.
So it's like having a virtual interview coach giving you that personalized feedback.
You got it.
That's so cool. All right, bring on the next question. This is getting me pumped.
Okay, let's get a little more technical now. How about this one? Can you describe your experience with environmental impact assessments? Don't be shy about the specifics. Time to geek out a little.
Exactly. What projects have you worked on? What were the regulations involved? What tools or methods did you use? Even if you haven't led a full assessment,
Right.
talk about any related tasks you've done, gathering data, analyzing results, anything like that.
So it's about showing I can contribute, even if I haven't run the whole show yet.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher can help you tailor this response to each specific job. If they're looking for experience with a certain type of assessment or maybe a particular software program, highlight those things.
Makes sense. It's all about connecting my experience to what they need. Okay, hit me with another question.
All right, this one's going to test those analytical and decision-making skills.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prioritize competing environmental concerns in your work? Imagine you've got multiple projects but limited resources. Classic dilemma, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
So how do you figure out what's most urgent? What factors come into play? Try to think of a specific example, something that shows your thought process, your ability to make those tough calls in a complex environment. They're not looking for the right answer, are they? It's more about how you think it through.
Exactly. It's all about showcasing those critical thinking skills.
Got it. And I bet RoleCatcher can, help me structure my answer.
Of
Yeah.
course. RoleCatcher's AI can help you organize your thoughts, use strong action verbs, and really hit those key takeaways, the ones that align perfectly with what the job needs.
It's like having a resume and interview expert all rolled into one.
Pretty much.
Okay, I'm loving this. What else have we got?
Let's talk about data. They might ask, can you describe your experience with environmental monitoring and data analysis? Go ahead and get a little technical here, show off your expertise.
Okay.
But remember, got to keep it clear too. Someone without a science background should be able to follow along.
Right, finding that balance.
Exactly. And, oh, one more thing. Tailor your answer to the specific tools and methods mentioned in that job description. If they want someone with GIS mapping skills or experience with remote sensing, make sure you hit those points.
Got it. Taking notes here. So what I know is important, but connecting it to what they're looking for, that's key.
It is. All right, ready for another one?
Give me.
Okay, this one focuses on communication. Can you describe a time when you had to communicate complex environmental data to a non-technical audience? It's a common challenge.
Yeah, how do you explain a scientific report to someone who doesn't speak science? That's tough.
Exactly. Think about it. Did you use analogies, visuals, maybe even a little storytelling?
Right. To make the data more engaging, help them understand. I bet RoleCatcher can, analyze my answer here too, or make sure it's clear and, impactful.
You know it. RoleCatcher's AI will point out any parts that are too technical, maybe a little confusing, and it'll suggest ways to simplify things without losing the accuracy.
Seriously, this AI thing is sounding like a secret weapon.
It's powerful stuff.
Okay, what's next? This is so helpful.
All right, time to shift gears a bit. Let's talk sustainability. They might ask something like, can you describe your experience with sustainability planning and implementation? This is where you can really shine, show off your leadership and project management skills.
Okay, got it. So, have I spearheaded any sustainability initiatives?
Exactly. What were the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them? What results did you achieve?
What if I haven't led a big project yet? Can I still talk about, smaller contributions?
Absolutely. Maybe you helped research best practices, implemented a new recycling program, or presented a proposal to your team. The point is to highlight your proactive approach, that you can turn those ideas into real, tangible impact.
Got it. Show my passion and that I can get things done.
Yes. Okay, are you ready for another one?
Bring it on.
Okay, this next one might feel a little intense, but it's a great opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills. They might ask, can you describe a time when you had to resolve a complex environmental issue? Choose a situation that really tested your skills. What were the biggest challenges? What steps did you take? What was the outcome? And remember, it's not just about finding a solution.
Right.
It's about navigating those complexities, showing you can get a positive result even when it's tough.
Okay, I like it. It's like showing them you can handle the pressure and still succeed.
Exactly. Focus on your analytical thinking, your collaborative approach, and that ability to adapt when things don't go as planned.
Those are definitely qualities that will impress. All right, what's the last one?
Okay, last one for this round. It's all about those people skills. How do you approach stakeholder engagement in your environmental work? Stakeholder engagement, that's crucial. It's all about working with all sorts of people to reach a common goal.
So I need to show them I can build relationships, communicate effectively, and see things from different perspectives. I can handle all the different personalities and opinions.
Exactly. Think about a specific time you had to do just that. How did you identify the key stakeholders? What strategies did you use to build trust and get everyone on the same page?
It's about finding those win-win solutions, even when it's tricky.
Exactly. You want to demonstrate that collaborative spirit because in environmental work, you're always going to be balancing different interests. And good stakeholder engagement, that's the key to finding solutions that work for everyone.
This has been so helpful. We've gone through so many potential questions. I feel much more prepared now.
I'm glad to hear that. It's all about being ready for anything.
It is. But before we move on, I'd love to hear more about how RoleCatcher can help me tailor my answers to each specific job. It sounds like it could be a real game changer.
It really is. RoleCatcher is amazing for that. It goes way beyond just basics, spell check and stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It actually analyzes the whole job description, looks for keywords, the skills they want, even gets a feel for the company's tone.
Huh, interesting.
And then it suggests ways to weave all that into your answers. It's like having someone on the inside telling you exactly what they want to hear.
Okay, so it's not just about finding the right words. It's about understanding the whole context.
Exactly. It takes out all that guesswork. You can really target your responses.
I like that.
Yeah.
No more shooting in the dark. Speaking of targeting, we were talking about career paths before. What's the, typical trajectory look like for someone in this field, an environmental expert?
Oh, right. Yeah. Good point. Well, you might start out as an environmental analyst. Lots of research, data crunching, that kind of thing.
Okay, got it.
From there, you could go in a few different directions. Maybe become an environmental engineer, designing and implementing solutions.
So more hands-on, actually building stuff.
Exactly. Or if you're really into research, you could be a senior environmental specialist, leading projects, giving expert advice, that sort of thing.
So there's room to, specialize based on what you're into.
Oh, tons of room. And as you gain experience, become more of an expert, you can move into leadership roles, like an environmental director.
Ooh, fancy title. What do they do?
They're the ones overseeing whole teams, shaping the sustainability strategies for entire organizations.
Wow, that's pretty high-level stuff.
It is. And that's the kind of forward thinking that interviewers love to see, thinking about the big picture.
Right, showing them you're ambitious, but in a good way.
Exactly.
So are there any skills or certifications I can focus on now that would make me, stand out later?
Great question. Besides that LED certification, there's also the Certified Environmental Professional.
Oh, right. The CEP. What's that one all about?
That one shows you have a broad understanding of environmental regulations, best practices, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, good to know.
And if you're more research focused, there's the Certified Environmental Scientist, the CES.
Right, that one's more about the science itself. Wow, so many options. Okay, I'm adding those to my to-do list for sure.
Yeah.
What about networking? How important is that in this field? Environmental science, I mean.
Networking is huge. It's crucial in any field, but especially this one. It's such a collaborative environment.
Yeah, everyone working together towards, a common goal, saving the planet.
Exactly. And conferences, those are gold mines for meeting people, learning about the latest developments, even finding job opportunities you never knew existed.
Oh, right, like a hidden job market almost.
Yeah.
Just by being there, talking to people.
Exactly. And you know what? I bet RoleCatcher could even help you figure out which conferences would be the most valuable for you.
No way, really?
Oh, yeah. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your profile, your interests, your goals, and then it recommends specific conferences, webinars, even online communities where you can connect with people in your niche.
So it's about more than just prepping for the interview. It's about setting yourself up for success in the long run.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, building your network before you even need it.
Makes sense.
And don't be afraid to reach out, The environmental science community, it's full of passionate people eager to share their knowledge. It's all about collaboration.
I like that. So build your skills, network, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered a lot, from those tough interview questions to the big picture career stuff, and even how AI can give you a serious edge. Anything else we should touch on?
Well, we've talked a lot about how RoleCatcher can help with, tailoring my resume and practicing my answers. But I'd love to hear more about those AI-powered features. Specifically, how does it work? Give me the nitty-gritty.
It can, actually. We talked about tailoring resumes and practicing answers, but RoleCatcher can help you find those environmental expert jobs, too.
Oh, wow. Really? I didn't know that.
It's got this massive job board. You can search by keyword, location, you name it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Lots of sites have that.
But here's the cool part. They've got this Get Discovered feature. Employers can actually find you based on your skills and experience.
Wait, so employers are actively searching for people on RoleCatcher?
Yep. A lot of companies use it to find the right candidates. It's like a reverse job board, in a way.
That's wild. So I could get contacted without even applying.
It happens all the time, especially if you've got a strong profile, highlighting what you're good at, what you've done. Make it match what employers are looking for.
This is blowing my mind a little bit. It's like having a personal recruiter working for you 24/7.
Kind of. It's a game changer, for sure. And that's not all. RoleCatcher's got tons of resources, career planning, skill development, even salary negotiation tips.
So it's like a one-stop shop for your whole career, pretty much.
It really is.
I'm so glad we talked about this. RoleCatcher sounds like an essential tool for anyone serious about landing that dream environmental expert job.
Couldn't agree more. It's all about working smarter, using tech to your advantage.
Okay, so we've covered like interview prep, career paths, those certifications, networking, even AI. What else could our listeners possibly need?
One last thing. When you're researching companies, getting ready for those interviews, think about those new emerging environmental technologies. What really gets you excited?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, maybe even carbon capture. Do some research, pick a few that you're passionate about.
And why is that so important? Talking about the new stuff, I mean.
It shows those employers you're thinking ahead, you're passionate about innovation. Be ready to talk about how you'd bring those ideas to the table.
So it's not just about knowing what's out there. It's about showing them you're thinking about the future.
Exactly. It's about being that visionary, showing them you're excited about what's next for environmental science.
Love that. Okay, I think we've given our listeners a pretty fantastic toolkit today.
I think so too. From those tricky interview questions to the big career stuff, even how AI can help, we covered a lot.
I did, but this is just the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. Environmental science, it's constantly evolving, so never stop learning, growing, chasing that passion for making a positive impact.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So to everyone out there prepping for those environmental expert interviews, we're rooting for you. Go out there and make a difference.